Hey everyone. So once again, I'm Corey Caplan from Dolomite. I'm here to present on the next generation of decentralized exchanges for margin trading and swapping and margin. So first, a bit of background on myself and my co-founder. Both have dual degrees in computer science and business from Lehigh University. So both have technical backgrounds. We've been in the industry building smart contracts since 2017 and have deep domain experience, having been in it for so long now. We built one of the first decentralized exchanges in 2018 before DeFi was a coined term, and overall DEX trading volume was no more than $10 million a day on its best of days. So we watched this industry grow pretty quickly, from very slowly to what felt like all at once. Overall, TVL and DeFi went from close to nothing to about $200 billion by the end of the 2021 bull run in around October, November. And trading volume went from that $10 million on its best of days to almost $10 billion a day. Most importantly, we saw tons of users, integrations, market makers, institutions flood into DeFi, and it was extremely exciting to see those use cases take off. But what about Dolomite? Dolomite is a margin protocol and a decentralized exchange. Users can not just trade on the platform, but also lend and borrow their assets. What makes Dolomite unique is its ability to list tons of assets within the same central pooling architecture and its capital efficiency. We spent about a year and a half researching and developing this protocol from scratch, which allows us to unlock really unique opportunities that we're going to be touching on shortly. The first of Dolomite's superpowers, if you will, is the ability to list tons of assets within our central pooling system. Users are able to deposit assets into the system, immediately earning interest. It's as simple as that. And because we're able to list thousands of assets within the same system, we're able to unlock a couple really unique capabilities. The first is the ability to trade any any asset against any other asset with margin. Imagine being able to go long Ethereum and short Bitcoin within a single trade, or long gold and short tokenized silver, long WBTC and short gold, for example. All of these things are now possible with our platform. We can also support margin trading for tons of assets that aren't necessarily on other decentralized exchanges. Think of the assets that are either deep on CoinGecko or don't even exist on there, but exist within a very specific ecosystem, like GMX, for example, with their escrowed tokens or their staked liquidity tokens. We can list those within our platform and unlock what is dormant capital otherwise because they don't exist within other ecosystems. We're able to not necessarily worry about the trends of today clashing with the trends of tomorrow and having too many assets listed within our system and potentially cratering it. We're also able to unlock really unique hedging opportunities as the network effects of our system continue to grow. This means being able to list interest-bearing tokens within our system and potentially offer delta neutral yield with it by shorting the delta of the specific asset itself. And the flexibility of our platform, because we can list tons of assets, like LP tokens as well, will allow users to also go long or short volatility of specific pairs without having to create some specialized index on crypto volatility. This means that on our platform right now, users can actually go long the volatility of the ETH-USDC trading pair. Our second superpower is being extremely capital efficient. Prior to Dolomite, a lot of users had to choose between doing one of three things, and only one at a single time: lending, swap fees, or yield farming. With Dolomite, we broke down that concept, and users no longer need to choose. They're able to now lend their assets as soon as they're on Dolomite, potentially add them to an AMM pool and earn swap fees from it, as well as unlock the equity that exists in that pool and capture yield farming rewards by borrowing capital against it. And they can do all of these things simultaneously. Our growth strategy heavily revolves around integrations because our smart contracts are immutable and well audited, allowing other companies to trustlessly build on top of our existing system. This allows Dolomite to sit as a bedrock or a base foundation for the entire DeFi ecosystem for market makers, DAOs, small to medium-sized businesses, centralized exchanges, etc., to all build on us in various capacities and capture the yield opportunities that we're able to unlock for these users. Dolomite itself is more of a blank canvas on the protocol layer, which allows any of the organizations I just mentioned to really carve out their own path and choose their own destiny with how they want to utilize our platform. Because Dolomite sits at the cross-section of both trading and lending, we're able to pocket both borrow fees and trading fees that happen on the protocol layer. But because of its modularity, we're able to do a lot more than just that. There's also liquidation fees that happen whenever borrow positions or margin positions are liquidated. There's yield farming rewards because we're able to unlock that dormant capital and allocate it towards specific yield farming opportunities for the users, or they can do it themselves. There's referral fees from routing trading volume and specific opportunities to other protocols. There's portfolio rebalancing fees if a user wants to automatically close a position out, for example, when the price of Ethereum spikes to a certain level, or they want to add more collateral to their borrow position from preventing it from going underwater if the price were to drop. There's also performance fees from running these automated strategies I was talking about earlier, like delta neutral yield farming. And beyond that, because of its modularity, these revenue fees scratch the surface of what's possible today, but in the future, because we can flex and move along with the market, there'll be new opportunities that we can capture along the way. Our projected revenue for Dolomite is ambitious, and it reflects the ability to capture two of the most lucrative areas in the entire DeFi ecosystem, lending and trading. Keep in mind, these platforms you see here today, like Aave and SushiSwap, Aave was no more than 2 years old at the height of the 2021 bull run when it had grown massively. SushiSwap was a little bit more than a year old when it was capturing this kind of fee revenue. And Dolomite exists to be able to capture both of these very lucrative areas. We're extremely honored to be a portfolio company of Draper Goren Holm, and I wanted to touch on a couple of our key partners. FalconX, which is one of the biggest market makers in the entire crypto industry, helps seed some of the initial liquidity that you see on Dolomite today, and they're able to grow along with us as we continue to accrue more trade volume, more liquidity, more users, more borrowing liquidity, etc. We also work very closely with the Chainlink team to make sure that our entire technical stack, from top to bottom, remains decentralized, which allows users to place their trust in our trustless application and utilize it in extremely unique ways without the same burdens or guarantees that other centralized platforms are trying to offer but can't necessarily. And beyond all this, Dolomite is live today. This is not some theoretical idea that we're still in the process of building. The protocol that I just described that has all these crazy features exists today, the capabilities are there, and people are starting to take advantage of it. We're starting to build out some of these unique features into our platform. We launched on October 13th and already have seen about $1.7 million in TVL, over $1 million in trade volume, and we had about $1.4 million in TVL the first week. It's extremely exciting for us to be able to offer this service to the DeFi industry and see people take advantage of these unique opportunities. So if you want to learn more, you can reach us at our booth, which is in the middle of the expo over here. My co-founder, Adam, is also in the crowd. You can reach us on Twitter, via email. You can scan the QR code to visit our landing page and also visit our site at app.dolomite.io. Thank you.